Good morning, everybody. I hope all of you are well. Today, I am going to discuss about a new topic, and this topic is also from Unit 1. In my previous class, I was discussed about language acquisition and language learning. Okay, your first unit is very important, and that is why I am staying in this unit for more than 2 weeks. Okay, and our today's question is what is the what are the aims and objectives of teaching English? Okay, what are the aims and objectives of English language teaching? Aims and objectives, what do you mean by aims and objectives? There is particular aims or goals to know a language and the utility of this language. Okay, and this question will come in your exam as 7 marks, and this is very important, and it is almost came in every year. Okay, and with that there is also a part what is the recommendation of NCF 2009 and the recommendation of Kothari Commission 1964-1966. Okay, now I will discuss the topic. Listen it carefully, and I will attach my notes with this, so you will get a clear idea. Now look, there is an introductory paragraph, and here we have to know why we know about the aims and objectives of a language. There is, for all practical purposes of teaching, it is of vital importance to know clearly the aims and objectives of teaching a subject. If we know about a subject, so we have to make it clear that what are the aims and objectives of teaching this subject. And without a study of the aims and objectives of teaching a subject, a teacher cannot achieve anything. Okay, if he doesn't know what he has to do, why he is learning this subject or why he is teaching this subject, then a teacher cannot achieve anything, and therefore he should clearly understand the meaning of the aims and objectives of teaching a subject. As suppose it will be like the journey of a passenger who doesn't know where he wants to go or what he wants to do, and therefore he should clearly lost his aim. So we should have a clear understanding of the meaning of the objectives of English teaching. Okay, English, we all know that English is not a subject, it is our life. Here are the aims. The first point is encourage English study through our available resources. There are some resources in our classroom or around the classroom or in our outside the classroom. With the help of these resources, we encourage our listeners to study English or to learn English properly. Okay, this is the first point. And the second point is to expose the learners to acquire a sense of the language. If a learner doesn't know what he actually wants to know, what he has to learn, if he knows what he has to learn or if he has the sense, then the language learning will become easy. And the next point is put emphasis on the acquisition of reading and writing skill. There are 4 skills, and if we stress on the acquisition or a spontaneous process of reading and writing skill. Acquisition is a spontaneous process. I will discuss it in my previous class, and that's why reading and writing skill is very important. And in the next, put emphasis on the development of listening comprehension skill of the learners. We also have to develop the listening comprehension skill of the learners. There is a sayings that if you want to be a good speaker, we have to listen it carefully, and that's why listening comprehension skill is very important for the learners. This is the fourth point. And the fifth point, enables the learners to follow the instructions given by the teacher in the classroom and to react accordingly. Okay, the learners, what we expect, that a learners in a classroom and the teacher will give some instruction to do, and the teacher will follow the instructions and react according to that instructions. Okay, and in the fifth point, to initiate the learners to build up words by supplying missing letters. Okay, there are some words and some letters are missing. Okay, suppose this supplying, this words is given, and suppose U, P are missing, and the learners has to fulfill these missing letters to complete a meaningful word. Okay, to build up words by supplying missing letters. In this process, their skill of word talks or knowing about the language will increase. And in the next point, 7th point, to enable the learners in handling some basic structures of English language. Handling some basic structures. There are some different types of structure in English. We have to know the alphabet very well, and then we form some meaningful word, and after that the phrase, and after that comes sentences. Okay, to complete the sense. So these are the basic structures. And in the 8th point, acquire the ability to read simple sentences and understand the meaning. With this process, if they comes, then they will be able to read a complete simple sentences and understand the meaning. Okay. And in the 9th point, help the learners to acquire clear and distinct articulation of English words through regular pronunciation. This is very important. With the help of articulation, we will pronounce a word correctly, and in this process they will have a clear and distinct knowledge of articulation. Okay, of every word. And in the last point, encourage the learners to take part spontaneously in simple conversation. If we converse simply, wants to take part in a simple conversation, it is a spontaneous process. And if we go through this process, then we automatically have some capabilities to converse or to take part in a conversation, in a simple conversation, very simple, in very simple words. Okay, we will interact in English. This is the process of acquiring the aims and objectives of English language teaching. Okay, look in the next page, the keeping the above objectives, all the objectives in the previous page, the 10 objectives, in view the syllabi of primary and upper primary and secondary and higher secondary classes of our country have been formulated, and the course books, the course materials have been developed according to this, and no specific method have been formulated in preparing the course books. And there are four-folded aims of teaching English, and they are to understand English when spoken. This is listening skill, to understand English when spoken. This is listening skill, to build up listening skill. And to speak English, this is speaking skill. After listening comes speaking. And then to understand it when written, we have to understand. This is a reading skill. And at the end, to write it. We have the capabilities, we are able to write. This is writing skill. And these can be abbreviated also as LSRW. L for listening, S for speaking, R for reading, and W for writing. Okay.